Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on City FM.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
Fiji toughens border entry amidst coronavirus concerns. And Kamba villagers to benefit from new road.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Edwin Nunn.
It was the Napoleon Mboladha show as the Fiji Airways national sevens side beat South Africa 12-10 in the final of the Sydney Sevens in Australia. He was the key as Fiji got its maiden win in Sydney last night. Fiji's borders will be closed to all foreign nationals who've been to mainland China within 14 days of their intended travel to Fiji. This is part of the government's efforts to prevent the coronavirus from entering Fiji. No passenger arrivals or transit will be permitted for those falling under these controls, effective immediately and until further notice. Given the global spread of the virus, the government has decided on this measure of extreme precaution to mitigate the risk of an outbreak in Fiji. The government is working with all international airlines to ensure that any traveller who falls under this restriction is not permitted to board flights to Fiji at their international departure location. Precautionary measures to maintain a hygienic environment and screening of ill passengers will continue to be taken in flight to further minimize any risk. There are currently no confirmed cases of coronavirus in Fiji. Meanwhile, all travellers who've been to mainland China will be banned from entering New Zealand unless they are Kiwis. That's the latest announcement as New Zealand grapples with how to deal with the coronavirus, which has now killed more than 300 people. And for the first time, a victim outside China has died. 5 trade unions have been suspended for failing to submit their annual audited reports. Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Employment and Registrar of Trade Unions Osea Dawaru says the unions were given ample time to submit their financial records. Those suspended and now facing deregistration include the Hot Bread Kitchen Employees Trade Union, Fiji Maritime Workers Association, VT National Union of Itoke Workers, BPSS Co-Limited Workers and Carpenters Group of Salaries Association and the Itoke Land Trust Board Workers Union.
Under the Employment Relations Act, the trade union issued 2 months notice in which the registrar proposes grounds on which the registration of union can be suspended. And the union is given notice and they are invited to show cause why their registration should not be cancelled.
The new Cuva-Kamba road was opened by Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama over the weekend. Bainimarama says the opening of the $6.2 million road is a special victory for Kamba villagers who are now connected to the rest of the nation like never before. He says the new road will benefit villagers of Ndromuna, Watani and Kaleli, as well as students and the tourism industry.
The farmers will now be able to get their produce to the nursery market much faster, leaving more precious time for them to spend with their families. The resort at Tomberua can now receive their guests and supplies more efficiently, making this a more attractive tourism destination in a way that is sure to benefit the community.
The Suva City Council spends $2.8 million on solid waste management but only receives $328,000 in levies from ratepayers. This was highlighted by Minister for Local Government Pramila Kumar while speaking at a cleanup campaign at the Suva foreshore over the weekend. Kumar says waste management fee is not even enough for the gate fee at the council pays at the Namboro landfill. The minister says because it is underpriced, people continue to throw rubbish carelessly as it does not affect their pockets.
Now, we always say that, electricity, water, internet is an essential service. Unfortunately, we don't treat waste management as an essential service, although it is an essential service. We treat waste as a waste, it's not mine, it's someone else's, take it away from me. Now that attitude needs to be changed. And the only way we can change this attitude is by putting a price, a cost on the waste collection.
The Agriculture Ministry is advising communities not to vandalize floodgates. Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says they've noted that some people are trying small boats to floodgates, and this should not be the case. Dr. Reddy says floodgates are there to address flooding issues for the safety of communities, and it costs millions of dollars to install. He adds it's the community's responsibility to look after floodgates because repairs can cost up to $70,000.
The investment is there to secure them. Now when they come and tie their boat to a floodgate, or use a temporary timber to keep it open so that water can come this side and they can swim or catch fish, that's not allowed. You're tempering government assets.
Oyera na ngwane no de nini enda be singe ni mataka.
Mersusunga da kena loma dina kena mikron.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina no rabaksa ngai ka wala loma taki na ngwane. Dalo bina oya o meliki.
Bulre oya o Samuel Samuli.
Nama kiki rau enda be mataka.
Boniti kena makarombuka.
Ni wai tiri kalima na miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One na ndomo ibiti.
Indaw kina na mataka. Dan ramay na singabo.
Welcome back. The Fiji Airways national side is now 5th on the World 7 Series points table after winning the HSBC Sydney Sevens last night. The Fijiana have ended the 2020 HSBC Sydney Sevens tournament on a high as they beat England 17-5 to finish 5th. A proud Lautoka football coach Anand Sami says the team has lived up to his expectations after hammering Nasinu 6-0 in their first Vodafone Premier League match of the season. Sami remains optimistic despite losing key players in the transfer window. He believes the team has a bigger task at hand as it has to prepare for the O-League.
This was our first game and first time we played. I saw the players playing, and we had a bit of shape in the team and we start working, but still we have to do a lot of hard work to make this team much more better.
Baz Marakaitiwa made an impact as the Men in Black defeated Rewa 1-0 in their VPL match yesterday. Rewa appeared a much improved side with the inclusion of former players who strengthened the goalkeeping area and the backline. In the other match yesterday, Nandi defeated newcomers Navua 2-1 through Rusiate Matirerenga's goals. Fijian Latui coach Senirusi Seruvakula believes teams will have to work harder this year after the inclusion of more teams in the competition. He says it will be bigger and better this year. There is also a bigger prize pool involved, and Seruvakula hopes this will motivate players.
It's bigger than the Drua. This is like international because we're going into other countries. Drua is just playing against teams in Australia. So it's going to be longer. It's going to be week in, week out, and it's going to be big exposure for these local players.
A bit of a mixed bag today, with fine conditions in the morning turning to showers and possible thunderstorms later in the day. And that's your FBC Morning News. Remember to join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For these stories and others, you can also tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. That's it from me for now. Have a good morning.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही हैं।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।